artists, creatives, designers, welcome to DreamAloud Art. I am Electra, and we have a very special guest today, semi-decent artist. But before we jump into things, if you're just browsing around, you're poking around, and you're like, ooh, what are these two people talking about? What is this live about? What are these interviews about? Go ahead and follow me at DreamAloud Art, okay? No need to browse around. Just go ahead and follow me. And then, of course, follow semi-decent artists, okay? Yeah, and she is in the comments, actually the pinned comment on this video. So go ahead and follow both of us. And while you're at it on DreamAloud Art on my page, go ahead and click the link in the bio. Subscribe on YouTube, all right? So you get notified whenever the full interviews are actually uploaded to YouTube, okay? So thank you everybody for joining us. So semi-decent artist, also known as KJ. For the people that are just jumping on, and they have no idea who you are, except it does say artist in your tag, so they at least know that you're an artist. But tell us a little bit about what you do, or the areas you're passionate about, or if there is an area you focus on more than others. Tell us a little about what you do.
Okay, so what I do is I do mainly traditional art, and I like telling stories. And I'm beginning to work on a story.
Okay. Why did I not know this? You're beginning to work on a story.
Yes, I had these two characters. His name is Epsilon and you.
Okay.
And
I'm late.
I've been working on it, well, changing and revision it ever since middle school.
Okay, now you say ever since middle school, so you have to give me, where are you now as far as from middle school? Like, how many years has it been in the making? Or we'll just say how many years has it been in the making then, just to get a better idea.
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right. So you are letting it marinate, and sometimes, you know, some of the greatest things come from patience and consistency throughout time. So, all right. So let's take a trip down memory lane. Okay. So where exactly, or what point in your life did you start to feel like you should put a little more energy towards being creative, a little more energy towards being an artist, you know, just in that general sense of the word? But at what point did that come about for you?
So the point that came from is probably when I watched like a lot of anime. And some of my friends were like telling me like, you should make a story, you should do this. And I'm like, okay, I'll probably do it. And then I made like one character. His name was you, and I keep and then the development happened, and throughout middle school into high school, people were like, yo, you should create a story of this character. I'm like, that's a good idea.
Okay. And
eventually I had like one editor from middle school. He was a bad editor. I didn't like him at all. Because
an editor?
He told me this. I used to have an editor, but I don't have him anymore because he used to be like, scrap everything or keep everything. There's no like in betweens, you know what I mean? And now I don't have it anymore. Really don't like him. So I have like new editors now that use construction criticism so I can fix it.
Okay. All right. Where exactly do you get an editor? Say there's somebody that's viewing and they're picking up some inspiration. Like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, that you wanted to start that, and then you got an editor. What is that process like for the people who have no clue how to do that?
Okay. So my editor is a friend.
Okay.
So she rereads my rough drafts, and then she will fix them, and then I look at them and I read them and see if it's good or not. And we will have a discussion about exchanging ideas and such and such. Okay.
All right. And so now I look at your page. Have you actually laid out the characters that you were referring to on here? On your page?
Okay. So my character, you, is the one with the brown jacket, yellow hair.
Is it this one? I just see brown.
Yes.
Okay.
I love drawing.
Right. Hey.
He's one of the main characters.
The brown jacket.
And the other one is my character Epsilon. That's my character you. The other one, his name is Epsilon. He's like shirtless. He's a gangster. He's like a gang leader.
So
he wears a black leather jacket.
Okay, I think is that this one right here?
No, that's from Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Oh, okay. All right. I saw black. A black leather jacket. Okay, where did you get the inspiration for the characters? That's what I want to know.
So it's like a lot of books I read and a lot of shows. Right. Like, for example, Avatar, Children of Blood and Bone. I like those stories because it's like fantasy. And also Witcher, the Witcher series. I like
The Witcher, yeah. Okay. I'm with it.
So those are like the stories that I'm inspired from.
Got you.
So I was like, I want to make something different with elements that is like not typically like they're born with the elements, but they can't really control it. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. I am definitely feeling that. I like the journey as far as the journey that you're going through, and of course the growth, because it does make me really curious of the direction that you want to take this in. Like, what is the ultimate goal, if you have an ultimate goal? And if you don't have an ultimate goal, that's fine too. I think that's okay for people to relax that thought and focus on each step. But do you have some kind of like, yes, this is what I want this to be at this time, although that could change over time, but do you have one of those now?
Okay, so the two things I really wanted is either a comic book that I want to publish out, and eventually becoming a show, or publishing a book, either publishing a book or making an actual animated show.
All right, highly possible. So I'm excited. Should you continue in that direction, and whatever direction you continue in, I'm sure will be very, very impactful. So, all right, shout out to you, okay, KJ. All right, so let's rewind a little bit too here on your journey. Has there been someone, or you're obviously if you're a creative journey, but has there been someone or some people who have been very supportive? Throughout, whenever you wanted to actually put more energy into being an artist, has there been a support system that's been vital for you?
Okay, so it's a lot from my dad and a lot from my friends that supported me. Like, one of my friends is in this stream right now.
I see some people are like me. I've been backing her, okay?
Yes.
All right. So some of your friends that are actually on here?
Yes.
Okay, so what other challenges have you had as an artist? What challenges as far as the support goes? Or have you had anything like that?
I have to say people who people who doesn't want me to achieve that goal, like people degrading me and saying, do not do this. Your art will never go anywhere. Such as that. Literally, there's this person in one of my classes that does that. I don't really like him, but he's in my class. Well, it used to be like every single day until the quarantine.
Okay. Right. Which right now you don't have to go to the classes or anything at all.
Yeah.
But as far as actually being in there physically, but it's so interesting, and I wasn't like that. I wasn't the type of person to, never have been, especially for artists, to shut someone else's art down. But I wasn't very supportive of other artists. And I say supportive like vocally supportive. I might not have thought about it back then. I was like, oh, I'm an artist. I just do me. I just do what I do. But realizing, especially in the past few years, like, it's just really vital. We're a different breed out here in these streets. So yeah. All right. Well, that's good that you do have a strong support system. Most definitely. Is there anyone, any particular artist or a couple of artists that have truly inspired you, whether that's someone you know personally or someone you may not know personally, but you do see their work and you've been following them for years, or whatever time frame? Is there anyone that's inspired you, really fired you up?
It's time to get my list out.
You got
Okay, so it's Back Break Sleeper, Black on YX81, Kawaii-chan Arts.
Wait, where are they? This is all on IG?
Yes, it's on this list. I follow them. And some of them are my friends.
Okay, go ahead. Continue. I was making sure where we can find them if we wanted to know. So there's quite a few.
Yes, Frankie Senpai.
Oh, snap. Wait, hold on. After I upload this video, I thought you were going to say maybe one or two people, but after I actually upload the full interview, okay, if you will go ahead and just tag them, because that's how I keep up with who told me about, another artist. But just tag them in the comments of your video so I can find them most definitely and say, hey, I was put onto you, semi-decent, put me onto you. Oh, snap. Well, I'm excited here. Like, hold on, let me get the list. Okay. I am definitely with that. Now, you talked about anime. Okay.
Yes.
Here's the thing. I got to share this with you, KJ, okay? I have always loved anime. The funny thing is I didn't realize it was called anime. I just knew I liked certain cartoons and things like that growing up, and I had no idea that it was called anime. So only until recently I realized that it's called anime. No. So do you have, well, you mentioned a couple earlier, and I guess I want to ask, what is like your current favorites? Are there a couple that are just like your current, you are hardcore with these particular shows?
There are so many.
Yeah, there are. My gosh, there are. Yes.
So if I have to choose one, I have to say My Hero Academia.
I am hearing so much about that. Oh my god. All right.
You see, it's there's this recent one called Id Invaded. It's basically like, okay, I'm about to say some psychology terms. Okay. So basically, it's like the id. It is like the unconscious mind.
Yes, I have heard. I understand. Mm-hmm.
And there's this dude who goes into the id well and looks into the person's mind and how they see the world and stuff. It's so complicated. I can't explain it.
Oh, nice. Okay, so what is it called again? The
Id Invaded.
Invaded. The id
invaded. Yes.
Oh my goodness, I am down for that. Okay, viewers, let me just add this plug real quick. If you have some questions to line up for Semi-Decent Artist for KJ, press the question mark cards down there and go ahead and put your questions in. And when it's Q&A time, we will ask those questions. So this is just FYI for folks that are still coming on to the live. Okay, have you heard of One Punch Man?
Yes. Oh, so funny. I love it.
I love it. Oh my gosh. So one of my homies who's actually on here, he put me onto it, and I was just like, oh, I am not the type of person to watch a lot of episodes of anything back to back. So that was a first for me, and I watched 6 episodes back to back. I was just glued to the screen. I was like, oh my god, this is so hilarious. But okay, cool.
Did you know that One Punch Man has a season 2?
I know that too, but I think it's on Hulu. I want to say something like that. It's on something I don't have. It's not on Netflix. That's. But it is on a particular website that my friend put me onto also. But I can let you know about that after the interview. But okay, so let's continue with just a couple more questions, because I know I do see some questions here in the queue right now of cards. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking at your page, and your main, it appears, I was sharing with the viewers at the very beginning, that you have some, of course, you had mentioned like traditional, where you're working with like traditional medium, but then you also have digital art. Have you ever been curious about exploring some other forms of art beyond what you've already worked with, or this is what you're familiar with, and you kind of like sticking to this medium? Have you ever thought of exploring other areas?
I'm kind of like on and off. Like I sometimes go digital art, and then I explore the brushes and textures, and then the filters. And sometimes when I go to traditional art, sometimes I explore with acrylic, oil pastels, watercolors, alcohol markers, those type of things. So I'm like on and off on which one it is. But the one thing I don't like in digital, the one medium I do not like has to be graphite. I hate graphite. It gets messy.
Why?
I hate it.
Oh, because it's messy.
Because it's messy. It gets on my hands.
I agree. Graphite and charcoal charcoal is not my thing either, because it is messy. And to me, the best results of using charcoal is using your hands and smudging it around and all of this. Yep. And it does get a little bit messy, but the results can be rewarding. Depends on, whatever floats your boat. Okay. But all right. So you have kind of considered some other mediums here or there. Have you ever worked on, have you ever collaborated with another artist before? I didn't.
A couple times.
So I'm just wondering if you ever thought of that.
A couple times. One time I collabed with one of my friends named, what's his name? Bear Maximum. Almost forgot about him.
Okay.
I'm currently working on a collab right now with one of my friends, but I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay, all right. Well, I will say, even though you don't want to spoil that is something that I always want to ask the interviewees, is if they actually have a project or something that you're working on that you want to share, so it's pretty much like, your plug, so if there's merchandise or something, or, whatever that is, do you have anything currently that you're working on that you can share, or anything of that nature? And that's okay either way.
I've been thinking, okay, this is what I'm thinking about. So I've been thinking about making like short comics and posting them. But I don't know if people will like it.
Like the slides, kind of like the little slideshow of photos, like those kind. Is that what you're talking about?
I haven't decided what the format will be yet.
Okay, because I like that, and usually when I find, or we'll say an artist that I follow, they post something that I think is very effective and it engages me, I let them know. I'm like, I like how you put this together and it engages me and it makes me want to continue looking. So I do know one format is when they do post that, one of their posts is a slideshow of 10 photos, for example, and I'm engaged. That I love that, and I love when they have a little arrow that says, look at the next slide, so you just keep going and going. But either way, I'm here to support you. You have a lot of comments that I'm seeing here. Some of them, one of them is like hollering out, "Yes, sir." I guess they're like a really big supporter of you, which is really awesome. But I've got to ask this, because one of the comments came from one of my teammates, and why semi-decent? Why do you? I always say that whenever you're on my lives, when I'm just, you know what I'm talking about, and I'll be like, y'all, semi-decent is on, but we all know she's not semi-decent. So if you don't mind me, I'm so intrigued, but why semi-decent? Does that come from something else? Because we all think your work is pretty amazing. So,
okay, I got two reasons, okay?
Let us have it.
Okay, one reason, it flows off the tongue. I like how it sounds.
Okay.
Second reason is
I respect that.
And the second reason is that I haven't really achieved what a good artist is yet.
All right. So this comes from a humble place.
Yeah. I don't want to be like, I don't want people to think that I'm arrogant and think that I'm full of myself.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, maybe this name will make people think that I'm just a
You're
good
just
enough.
KJ.
Yes.
Right. I got you. I totally understand. And sometimes, that's very important for me too. Because sometimes people will think that I'm out of reach or something, she's, oh my God, she's doing this, that. I'm like, I'm a human being. I throw that on some of my solo videos. I'm a human being too. I do check my IG. It's not like, I'm completely out of touch. And so remaining humble, as opposed to saying it, but then truly remaining grounded, very, very important, very critical too. So that's cool. I can appreciate that. And I will tell you this, KJ, it's very memorable. There's only one person who is named Semi-Decent Artist. You can't possibly get that confused with anybody else.
No one shall take my name. It's copyrighted.
Right.
If someone takes my name, I'm suing them.
Okay. Look, straight up. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Real talk. So we have some questions flowing here. We're going to jump right into those. So thank you so much for answering the other questions that I was posing with you. Now we're going to see what our viewers are asking here. So we got 4 questions. I'm going to pull up the first one. Is from 26 Illustrates. So he wants to know, what are your favorite colors and why? What are your favorite colors and why?
I will have to say purple and black.
Purple and black, right.
Yes. Purple and black is because purple represents royalty and kingdoms and stuff. And black because it's mysterious.
Okay.
I like how the color black kind of like, it's like combinations with every single color, and it represents one.
Okay.
And how mysterious it looks.
Respect. I like that. Yeah, purple is definitely on the royalty side of the house, and that's one of the first things I think about too with purple. So the next question comes from, let me look at this one. This is from Alanosis. If you were an animal, what would you be and why?
A dragon. I say a dragon.
Oh my goodness. Woo! Yes. Okay.
I say a dragon because they're so cool. I've always been fascinated with dragons ever since I was like a child. So that's why I will pick a dragon.
Definitely a dragon. All right, I'm with it. Please tell me you know this. The person who's saying a turkey, they're being silly. All right,
I know this person.
I look, no doubt about it. Let's see. Okay, let's get this question. When did you realize? Okay, this is a good one. By the Big Don Skills. When did you realize that art was your true passion? They may have missed that earlier.
Okay,
but yes, when did you realize that?
I didn't realize that ever since. So the first thing when I realized art is my passion is when I watch anime. Once I was watching anime, ever since drawing like first fan art of it, my first anime was Dragon Ball Z, and I keep drawing Vegeta. And then I keep drawing Vegeta, and then finally when I want to take art seriously, then I draw my other stuff.
All right. Thank you for answering that one for them, okay? Because I know you had touched on that earlier. You have a lot of questions here, but we can only touch bases on, and we're going to get one more here. Wait, let me see this one. Oh, okay. All right, so this one's from Cassian. When you achieve your highest goal as an artist, will you change your name or use your real name? That's a good question.
Okay, so I will not change my name because I like the name that it flows all the time. I couldn't think any other name.
Okay.
But I will never reveal my real name.
Okay, all right, I respect that, and you are holding to that, and that I can definitely respect. You know I can, because I was like, what? I'm like, wait, you want to do what? But yeah, I do respect that. I truly do. So let me see if we can get one more question in here. All right, if you had, okay, this one is from Brought Giant 48. If you can have any power in the world, what would it be?
I will have to say, that's a difficult one.
That is actually.
I will have to say necromancy. That way I will raise the dead and make them into my army.
Oh my god, for real?
Yes.
The way your mind works, oh my goodness, I'm like, wow, like, and then they ask you about the animal, and you're like a dragon. I'm like, my gosh, KJ, you are a deep thinker. I give you that, most definitely. Well, thank you so much, y'all. Thank you, viewers, for those questions. Some really effective questions. Truly appreciate you. Truly appreciate you jumping on this interview. So now we are going to move on to the next phase of the interview. So now it's reverse roles. So KJ, I will ask, do you have any questions for me? Any questions for me, ma'am?
I would have to say, have you ever wanted to do like a project such as like animation, comics stuff, so, like those type of projects ever?
Yes, 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 and yes. Okay, like woo. And my teammate is in the. She always joins, of course, because I have two teammates. But she is my witness, and has witnessed my artistic journey. And I did dabble in animation, and what I did was I was trying to put an animation together of certain musicians that I truly respected. So this was about 8 years ago. Eight? No, rewind. Maybe about 6 years ago or so. But anyway, yeah, I was working on putting together a cartoon. Extremely difficult. Okay, and
I tried out animation.
Oh, what's that?
It's so hard. I tried out animation like 3 times. So hard to do. Those frames.
It took me, and I don't know, and my pride was kind of in the way back then because I really wanted to figure out things for myself. I wasn't asking people or anything. So since I tried to figure things out on my own, it took me like 6 hours to put together 3 to 5 seconds of animation. Oh my God. It was, and like I said, maybe there was an easier way. I'm sure there probably was, but I wasn't asking anyone. I was Googling everything. But yeah, I've wanted to, back then, it's not my focus now, but I did want to come with something that I've never seen before back then. And it is rewarding. I will say that. I still have that. It's like 3 to 5 seconds something, but I still have that clip. And I treasure it because I know how long it took me. So it's like, you know what? Bump anyone who has a problem with my 3-second video. Like, I love this 3-second video. But yeah, to answer your question, I have. And it was rewarding when I finally put something together.
My other question would be, have you ever, besides like painting and drawing, have you ever go in other types of art, such as music, sculptures, those type of things?
Okay. Yes to both of those things. Look, let me tell you something. I'm like the human art encyclopedia. I don't know, but I've done a lot of different things as far as art is concerned. So sculpture, yeah, I actually, I'm looking around my studio. I don't have anything in here, but a lot of it I did when I was in college, you know, so I had certain classes and it allowed me the opportunity to try different forms of art. Musically, oh my gosh, like, first of all, I grew up involved in performance art. So I used to sing and perform, and even into my 30s, age-wise, into my 30s, when I was living in Japan not too long ago, I performed and I had a concert at some luxury hotel. So I've always been a singer, and I always love it. I love visual and performance arts, most definitely. And I mean, I even DJ'd. I DJ'd a little bit when I was in Japan, and I have 8 tracks that I came up with. I did beats and everything. I've messed around with some I don't know what to call it now. I can't remember what it's called, but pretty much programs where I could come up with my own beats. So I came up with some beats, and I mean, I did everything. Okay, I did everything, but I love it, all of it. I love every form of expression, and that's what it really boils down to. So yeah, girl, we could be on this thing for days, but yeah, it's fun. It's rewarding. Anything that what you're doing, I'm going to rewind and talk about like your vision of having a comic book or an animation or an animated series or something like that. Like, if like on this journey doing that, if you find that something feels really like work and difficult and it's just not fun, you might want to ask yourself if you want to keep going in that direction or using a particular method, or if you want to change it. Because to me, if it's not flowing, like feeling natural and feeling fun, if it's feeling exhausting, like, I just say pause and say, do I need to keep doing this particular thing? No one said to shut down the whole vision, but maybe there's something you need to change so it doesn't feel difficult, you know, or
Definitely.
ask somebody for help. I mean, shoot,
Definitely.
like if my lawn needs to be cut and it feels difficult for me to cut it, I would pay somebody to go cut my grass. Okay. So that's where I'm at with a lot of areas with life. It's like, if it's feeling like too much work, either ask for help or just stop and say, okay, maybe I don't need to do that. But anyway, I only connected that because all the things that I've done as far as art is concerned, it was always fun. It was always fun. And I that's why I got involved in so many different things, because it was just really exciting and fun. So yes, there is that. So thank you for your questions. I love to respond to y'all and, you know, whatever questions you do have. So now we're going to move into a closing of this. Okay, we're going to move into the word game. Are you familiar with the word game, KJ?
I've seen your streams. I've seen it multiple times. I understand what it means.
You're like, I know what comes with this. Yes. I am ready. I am prepared. All right, so I think, you know, we still have time for questions for kicks, but I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. So it just depends on how lengthy the answer is, as far as how much of the word game we can get done. So I will ask you. Now, these are questions for kicks, okay? So they're not critical questions that you can actually get wrong. But let me start off with the word game. I'm going to start off with that instead, and then get a couple of questions in for kicks, okay? So for those that don't know what the word game is, y'all, I'm going to simply ask. I have some people who are also a little bit familiar with the word game. I'm going to simply ask KJ, or say a word, and KJ will have 2 to 3 seconds to say the first thing that comes to mind. Okay, there is no right or wrong answer. We do this just for fun, okay, and find out a little bit more about how KJ thinks. With some of those answers earlier, well, you got me intrigued, especially the dragon. I was like, oh, okay, well, KJ's gonna be a dragon then. All right, so the first word is giggle.
Laugh.
Okay, all right. All right. True enough. Next word, silly. Silly. Goofy. Okay. All right. That's okay. Hold on. These sound like adjectives. You're like, okay, let me think of an adjective that's close to that one. All right. The next word is float. Float. Boat. Oh, so float, boat. Okay. Yes. All right. There's a connection to it, and I wouldn't have thought about that, but it also rhymes. All right, KJ, I see you. Next word is crib.
Baby.
All right. Why do I feel like your answers feel like the right answers? It's like, that's correct. You got it right. All right. The next word is crush.
Souls.
Yes. Dang.
Crush souls.
You were deep. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You see, you gotta think outside the box.
Were you the one that told me you had an art crush?
Oh wait. My secret's out.
Wait, I didn't say a name. Hold on. I was trying to remember. I was like, did she tell me? Maybe that's why I put crush down here. I have no idea. But you responded with soul, so y'all do not mess with KJ. I just want to put that out there too, okay? She is like serious. Like someone said, that got dark. Okay. All right. Yeah, don't mess with her. All right. Okay. Next word is photo.
Graph.
All right, you're like, okay, now we're just gonna complete the word. All right, next word is clown.
Town.
Will you? Now you can wait. Hold on. Now the words are rhyming. You did that with float and you said boat. All right. So no more rhyming. Look, now I'm creating the rules, right? But it's all good. You're about to finish it up. Next word is hidden. Deep? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I respect it. Next word is sweet.
Candy.
Candy, acceptable. What's your favorite candy?
Twix.
I love Twix. Shout out to you.
So good.
My hat's off. Yes. All right, and your final word is tingle. Tingle.
Pleasure.
Pleasure. All right. Okay. All right, y'all. So don't mess with KJ, but she's got a soft, dainty side too. Okay. So, all right, you have our folks cracking up. Look, someone said the word rhyme game. All right. All right. So I have a couple. Thank you for that, KJ. So I have a couple of questions just for kicks. So the first question is, if you had to spend the rest of your life eating fast food, which restaurant, fast food joint, would you choose and why? Which one would you choose? All you can eat is fast food from this particular location.
I would have to say Captain D's, because it's basically seafood.
Right.
And since that's the only food I will ever get, fish and stuff, might as well become a pescatarian.
Okay. See, that's why. All right, that's why I can rock with you, KJ. Okay, that's why I can rock with you, because I love seafood too. I got witnesses in the thread right now. They can vouch for me. I love seafood. Good answer. That's what's up. All right, and your second question, because someone touched on this earlier, and I was like, oh, don't ask about that, because I'm going to ask her that question. But this one, I'm actually giving you options. Okay, so if you could have one superpower, all right, for a day, you can only choose between flying and being invisible. Flying and being invisible. Which one would you choose and why? Okay, you could have this superpower for one day. Which one would you choose and why?
I would say invisible, so people will not bother me.
Stop. You and who else said that? J-Tune. He said the same thing. He's like, there's nobody, so no one can bother me. I'm like, that's gonna be a superpower. Okay, all right, I get it, most definitely. All right, so do you have any artists that you would like to give a shout out right now? You know, give them a shout out. Of course, you know, you're gonna like leave those, you know, tag those artists in the comments of this interview when it's uploaded. But is there anyone you want to give a shout out to in this moment?
Okay, so
close it out.
So, Uncooked Hash Browns. Sun_Dramatic, or Mr. Dramatic, he changed his name.
I saw that.
Yes.
I was like, okay.
I would like to see him in the interview.
Yes. Yeah, you're like the third person who said that.
And Frankie Senpai.
All right, wait, Frankie Senpai. Okay, I believe I saw him in the comments here. I think he joined us. Okay, all right, yeah, I thought so. I saw something Senpai. I saw that. But all right, cool. So shout out to them. And it looks like I'm going to have to hit up Mr. Dramatic. You were the third interviewee that has told me that. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll holler at him soon. And yeah, so hopefully he'll be available too. So Semi-Decent Artist, thank you so much. And we have made it with your mask on. With your mask on. Okay, are you going to... Oh, were you going to show us a little something? A quick peek? Hey!
Yes.
We got a quick peek in. Yes! She's like, mask back on. But I do appreciate you, and this has gone a lot smoother than I imagined, because I thought it would be a little bit of a barrier. So I do appreciate you and your time. All right, so shout out to viewers. Love y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. And be sure, again, support Semi-Decent Artist. Follow her and support her movement. Most definitely keep up with her projects, her drawings, and just anything that she engages in. And make sure you go to DreamAloud Art. Follow me on DreamAloud Art, y'all. Click the link in the bio. Subscribe on YouTube. You know the whole deal, okay? Do that so you can also support other artists in their ventures. So peace from here to the far east. Love y'all. Semi-Decent, a.k.a. KJ. All right, I'm going to close out from this side, okay? And we'll be in touch right after. All right, take care. Have a good night.
Bye.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for joining us. You already got the notes about this interview. Once it's uploaded on YouTube, you'll get the notification only if you subscribe. So make sure that you subscribe, all right? Much love to y'all. Have a good evening. Peace, peace, y'all. I might get back on the live. Once I close this one out, I'm going to get back on to see if y'all got any other questions or anything like that. And, you know, we vibe out. We listen to some music and everything. Listen to some Drake, a little bit of Black, a little bit of D-Smoke. All right, so I'm going to close it on now, and then I'm going to check with y'all and see if y'all have any questions. Love y'all.